Hello everybody, welcome back to Planet X News, August 30th, 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at a photograph of the moon that I took 48 hours ago. And as many of you have followed me for quite some time, you know that Dr. Albers and we've had a lot of questions pertaining to our moon. And over the years, many people have had questions about what they are seeing in the nighttime sky. So I was reviewing some of these photographs, and a lot of people are asking questions, a lot of questions about what they are seeing in the nighttime sky in relation to our moon. There have been accusations about possibly our moon being simulated, a holographic image. Is it possible? Ladies and gentlemen, in today's times of technology and deception, anything is possible. So I wanted to review these photographs with you. I wanted to show you some of these anomalies that I found in my own photographs. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom in, and I'm going to show you. I was using a Canon digital 35mm camera with a 50 power zoom lens. These photographs were taken at 5 a.m. in the morning. Now, we all know that the moon does not have any type of atmosphere. But yet, in all of these photographs, there is this blue haze around the entire moon. And I'm just going to go ahead and pan around here for you. Back out just a little bit. So it makes you kind of wonder, why does the moon have this blue haze around the side that is not facing the sun? Is it a holographic image? Let's zoom in even closer. This is about as far as I can go. You can see that the edge is kind of jagged. And I've been looking at these pictures now for a couple of days, wondering the same thing you are. What is that? We go down here to the bottom of the photograph. And this is where things get kind of weird. Let's zoom in here. Now these are supposed to be craters. 1, 2, 3. Let's take a look right over here. This is supposed to be a massive crater or dark area. Let's zoom in. And just take a look at that. Just let that sink in for a minute. Definitely looks kind of strange to me. What exactly is going on? And all of these very, very bright areas. I mean, it just doesn't look normal to me. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little further. What is this? So it just goes on and on and on. The coloration change is somewhat of a greenish yellow compared to this side, which is blue. And we know, again, the moon. The moon does not have any type of atmosphere at all. So let's zoom in a little further. So I'm just going to pan over here. This over here, this reminds me of some type of aurora. But what exactly is it? Again, more of the unknown. Now, this actually looks like some type of dome instead of a crater. And again, you can see a little bit of the pinkish cast, this fluorescent green color. A lot of illuminated spots all around. And then this curvature. And then this. Whatever this is, it seems to be either outreaching away from the moon, or it's simply a holographic image. Excuse me. So, this is only one photograph. I took this photograph, I adjusted the exposure to add just a tad more light. And I wanted to see if what I was seeing had something to do with maybe an optical illusion. But let's zoom in. Let's take a look over here. And once again, we start to see these kind of straight lines almost. But nothing looks normal. And then again, here we go. More of these greenish fluorescent lights. And this kind of a purplish pink cast right here. And let's go into this big shaded area right here. I don't know, folks. I've been pondering over these photographs for a few days now. I showed them to Dr. Albers, and we were both just in complete awe at the coloring. It's absolutely amazing, but the question is, what are we truly looking at? Are we looking at a holographic image, or are we actually looking at the real moon? And everything that we've been told, everything that we've learned about the moon, is it all fake? Is it all just a storyline? This is an amazing capture here. What is exactly going on right there? Let's zoom in a little further. I'll leave it on your screen for a second. Check it out. It's pretty interesting. And these photographs, again, these are all from the same day, 2 days ago, on the 28th. And again, what is this? This is supposed to be a crater formation of some kind, but yet there seems to be an illuminated dome of some kind. Kind of a reverse arch here. And you can see this kind of jets out a little bit. And again, we have more of this coloration. Now, could it be an effect of the camera? Oh, possible. Everything is possible. In this photograph, more of the blue illumination on this side. So just adjusting the camera a little bit didn't change what I was seeing in the photographs. And again, this is another photograph just taken a few minutes later. And I just wanted to see if I was going to see any more changes. Now in this photograph, kind of a square rectangular type of object appears in the base of this crater. More of the illumination. And this area actually got a little brighter. And here's this big shaded area on the moon here. Let's zoom in a little further, as far as we can go. So what are we actually seeing? Some little blue spherical object right here. And, I've gone over these photographs for hours and hours. I'm just wondering, what is this? What is this blue cast around the moon? I'm sure there will be some photographer buffs out there that will say, oh, your camera settings were off, blah, blah, blah. But even setting the camera to automatic and different settings, I was coming up with the same type of visuals. Let's take a look a little closer to these big shaded areas. Do you see? It's almost like a pearlescent color. The greens, the blues, the purples. I've never seen this before. And then we'll zoom in here a little further. And we can see things that are jetting out from the surface of the moon, highly illuminated. So there's a lot of questions arising as of lately about the moon. And there's so much that we don't know about the moon, ladies and gentlemen. Why haven't we been back there? We probably already have, and the space agencies just don't want us to know that. Are there ancient bases on the moon? Photographic evidence proves that there were, and there probably is. And again, zooming in to these areas, the anomalies are just one after the other. All of these photographs were taken just a few minutes apart. I wanted to see if, something would change. And sure enough, things were changing. As each minute went by, each frame, something slightly different. And as you zoom in, this looks like some type of aurora on the moon. I've never heard of that type of anomaly on our moon. Let's zoom into this area. And once again, we can see the crater formation here, if that's what it really is. And once again, more of this coloration. Now this down here actually looks like a complete dome. Very, very odd. I was going to take more photographs this morning, but unfortunately we had a tremendous amount of cloud cover, and I'm hoping in the next couple of days, as we get a fuller moon, I'm going to be taking some photographs around the same time, 6 a.m. And let's see what we capture. But I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here a little bit more. And again, if this is a crater of some kind, well, why is it jetting out from the base of the moon? Why is it illuminated within these colors of purple, pink, light blue, fluorescent green? We could just pan all the way across the bottom side of the moon. And again, what do we have here? What is happening? Are these effects of a hologram? Let's take a little zoom in here. Again, what might this be? It kind of looks like, the aurora borealis. Very interesting. I know there's a few other truthers out there that have been examining the moon over the course of the last couple of weeks. If any of you guys want to use this footage, check out the video. Feel free to use it within your own video. But there are definitely some very, very weird colors and anomalies on the moon as we speak. And the questions arise. Are we truly looking at a spherical object 238,000 miles away? Are we seeing different views of the moon? There are a lot of questions. I haven't even begun to take a look at the center parts of the moon because I was so fascinated at the edge of the moon and what I was actually seeing. And I'm going to be going over these pictures a little bit more. And again, here you go. We zoom in and we see this faint blue line all the way around the moon. And this pink cast. And folks, I've done nothing to these photographs, no photoshopping, no contrast color changes, nothing of the kind. Let's actually zoom in down to this corner and see what we can see. Again, the purplish pink with a little bit of the fluorescent yellowing or greenish colors. Now I'm really, really starting to wonder even more. Let's take a zoom in over here. I mean, things just don't even look normal. And I've taken probably thousands of pictures of the moon over the years. And something just doesn't seem right. And once again, here's this area right here. We saw this in a prior photograph. It kind of looked like a blue sphere. And it's a little blurred out right there, but it's still there. And again, all of these fluorescent colors, greens and yellows and blues, they kind of look like aurora on the base of the moon. So if this was a round crater in the bottom of the moon, it should look flat, not like a raised surface. And again, you can see the illumination all around it. I mean, this actually looks kind of like, I don't know, clouds, aurora on the moon. Very interesting. Now, I did change the light setting on the camera again, trying to get a more clear and defined photograph. And again, as I zoom in, here's our blue line around the sun. Does it look a little overexposed? Right around here on this edge, it does look slightly overexposed. But again, as you start panning around, these are pretty clear pictures taken with a regular 35mm Canon camera with a 50 power zoom lens. I had it on a tripod to keep things stable. But again, does this even begin to look normal? To me, it does not. And once again, referring to these craters along the base, it obviously seems that there is something of some kind of structure right here in the base. But this, it doesn't actually look completely like a crater. You can see some shadowing right here. I don't know, folks. You guys take a look at it. Maybe stop the video from time to time. Maybe take a screenshot. And I'll upload these photographs, each individual photograph, to the Planet X News Facebook page. And you guys are free to go over to our Facebook page. I'll upload them after this video. Download the photographs and check them out for yourself. But again, what is this? Is this some form of aurora? Is this some type of dome? Or are we looking at a holographic image that the space agencies and the governments around the world want us to believe that this heavenly body that we refer to as the moon is really there? You know, folks, a lot of us have questioned before, is the moon really 238,000 miles away from Earth? Folks, that's a long, long way. And in order for me, standing in my driveway at 6 o'clock in the morning, using a basic Canon 35mm camera with a 50 power zoom lens, taking photographs this clear, is this heavenly body a holographic image? Is it really the moon? And the big question, is it really 238,000 miles away from our planet? Those are the questions that have arisen. So folks, once I upload these pictures to our Planet X News Facebook page, feel free to head over there, download the pictures, and check them out for yourself. Feel free to leave comments and let me know how you feel and what your ideas are on what you've seen here today. This is Scott from Planet X News. Thank you for watching.